Before the world asks for your energy, give your heart 5 minutes to remember that you are still here, still breathing, still worthy, and still allowed to begin again. This is the only 5 minutes you need each day. Not because 5 minutes can solve everything, not because life becomes perfect in 5 minutes, but because 5 quiet minutes can change the way you meet the next moment. And sometimes that is where everything begins to soften. You may have arrived here tired. Maybe your mind has been loud. Maybe your heart has been carrying too much. Maybe your body feels heavy and your thoughts keep moving in circles, even when all you want is peace. So let this be simple. You do not need to become a new person tonight. You do not need to force yourself to believe every word right away. You do not need to fix your whole life before you rest. You only need to give yourself these few quiet minutes. 5 minutes to breathe. 5 minutes to soften. 5 minutes to stop running from yourself. 5 minutes to remember that you are not just a list of problems to solve. You are a living heart. You are a tender spirit. You are someone who has kept going through days that were not easy. And if a part of you is wondering whether these words are really for you, yes, they are. You are not here by accident. Something in you needed a softer place to land. Something in you needed to hear that it is okay to pause. Something in you needed to know that you do not have to earn rest. So take one slow breath. Let it come in gently. Let it leave gently. Do not try to make the breath perfect. Just let it be real. Tonight or today, wherever you are, this moment can belong to you. You can close the door on the noise for a little while. You can stop chasing answers for a little while. You can let your heart sit down inside itself. And in these only 5 minutes you need each day, you can begin again in the smallest, kindest way, not with pressure, not with shame, not with fear, but with a quiet inner voice that says, I am here. I am breathing. I can start softly. I can come back to myself now. I know you have been carrying more than people can see. You may smile during the day. You may answer messages. You may do what needs to be done. You may keep going because life keeps asking you to keep going. But inside, there may be a tired place that nobody touches. A quiet place that whispers, I need rest. I need comfort. I need someone to understand that I am doing my best. And maybe you have been waiting for the right time to take care of yourself. Waiting until the work is finished. Waiting until the house is calm. Waiting until the people around you are happy. Waiting until your mind feels clear. Waiting until you have more energy. Waiting until you feel worthy of peace. But your heart does not need to wait that long. Your heart does not need a perfect morning. Your heart does not need a perfect night. Your heart does not need the whole world to become quiet before it receives kindness. It only needs a small doorway, and that doorway can be 5 minutes. 5 minutes before the day begins. 5 minutes before sleep. 5 minutes in the middle of everything. 5 minutes where you stop asking yourself to be strong in the old way. 5 minutes where you let strength become soft. Maybe no one taught you how to pause without feeling guilty. Maybe you learned to rush. Maybe you learned to worry before you learned to rest. Maybe you learned to take care of everyone else first. Maybe you learned that your needs were too much, so you made them quiet. Maybe you learned to keep moving even when your heart was asking you to sit down. But now, gently, you can learn something new. You can learn that rest is not weakness. You can learn that peace is not something you must deserve. You can learn that taking 5 minutes for your spirit is not selfish. It is a way of coming home. It is a way of remembering your own name inside the noise. It is a way of saying, I still matter. Take a moment right now and ask yourself this softly. When was the last time you truly gave yourself permission to rest? Not when everything was done. Not when everyone else was okay. Not when your mind had no worries. But simply because you are human. Simply because your heart gets tired too. Simply because your body needs softness. Simply because your soul cannot live on pressure alone. If you feel called to share it, you may place one gentle word in the comments later. Rest, peace, breathe, enough, loved, or any word your heart needs tonight. Let it be a small promise to yourself. You do not need a long ritual to begin healing emotionally. You do not need fancy words. You do not need to sound spiritual. You do not need to be calm before you start. You can start exactly as you are, with your messy thoughts, with your tired eyes, with your heavy chest, with your hope that is still small, with your heart that still wants to believe in something gentle. That is enough. You are enough to begin. These 5 minutes are not here to judge you. They are not here to measure your progress. They are not here to tell you that you should be better by now. They are here to hold you, like warm water around tired hands, like a soft blanket around cold shoulders, like the quiet strength of roots under the earth. Roots do not rush to prove they are growing. They simply stay close to what gives them life. And you can do the same. You can stay close to your breath. You can stay close to one kind thought. You can stay close to the small part of you that still believes peace is possible. There is a quiet room inside your heart, not a room made of walls, not a room anyone can take away. It is a place within you where you can sit with yourself without fear. There is no clock in this room, no loud voice telling you to hurry, no old shame waiting by the door, no need to explain why you are tired, only a soft chair for your spirit, only a little warmth, only enough silence to hear your own breath again. And every day, for 5 minutes, you can return there, even if you forgot yesterday, even if you were afraid this morning, even if you felt lost an hour ago. The door is still open. It opens when you breathe. It opens when you soften your jaw. It opens when you place a hand near your heart. It opens when you say, I am allowed to come back to myself. So for these next moments, do not reach for the whole future. Do not try to carry tomorrow. Do not try to fix the past. Let this be the only thing you do. Listen, breathe, receive. Let the words move slowly. Let them touch the tired places. Let them become gentle water over dry ground. You do not have to force anything. You only have to be willing. A little willing is enough. A quiet yes is enough. A single breath is enough. And right now, in this soft space, your heart can begin to remember. You are safe in this moment. You are loved in this moment. You are allowed to rest in this moment. And you can begin again, one peaceful breath at a time. I give myself 5 quiet minutes, not 5 perfect minutes, not 5 minutes where my mind has to be empty, not 5 minutes where I must become calm right away. Just 5 quiet minutes where I stop running from my own heart. I give myself 5 quiet minutes because I am worthy of a pause. I give myself 5 quiet minutes because my spirit needs tenderness. I give myself 5 quiet minutes because this small act of care can open a soft doorway inside me. I give myself 5 quiet minutes today. I give myself 5 quiet minutes now. I give myself 5 quiet minutes to breathe, to feel, to soften, and to return. I do not need to rush into fear. Fear may knock on the door. Fear may bring old stories. Fear may say, hurry, hurry, something is wrong. But I do not need to open the door quickly. I can breathe first. I can soften first. I can listen to the quiet part of me first. I do not need to rush into fear. I can move slowly. I can answer the day with a steadier heart. I can let fear be present without letting fear lead me. I do not need to rush into fear this morning. I do not need to rush into fear tonight. I do not need to rush into fear at all. I can pause. I can breathe. I can choose the next kind thought. My breath is here with me. Even when I feel alone, my breath is with me. Even when my thoughts are loud, my breath is still moving. Even when I do not know what comes next, my breath comes and goes like a small wave that knows the shore. My breath is here with me. It does not ask me to be perfect. It does not ask me to understand everything. It simply arrives. It simply leaves. It reminds me that life is still moving through this moment. My breath is here with me now. I can follow it gently. I can feel it soften my chest. I can let it bring me back from tomorrow, back from yesterday, back into this one quiet place. I can begin again softly. I do not have to begin with force. I do not have to begin with a big promise. I do not have to change everything before I am allowed to feel peace. I can begin again with one breath. I can begin again with one kind sentence. I can begin again by letting my shoulders drop. I can begin again softly. Softness is not weakness. Softness is a door. Softness is the way the heart stops hiding. Softness is the way I learn to be with myself without pushing, without blaming, without fear. I can begin again softly, again and again, as many times as I need. There is no shame in returning. There is only love waiting for me when I come back. I am allowed to start small. I do not need to climb the whole mountain today. I do not need to hold the whole sky in my hands. I do not need to carry every answer before I take one step. Small is sacred too. Small is honest. Small can be enough. I am allowed to start small. A small breath, a small pause, a small yes to peace, a small moment where I do not speak to myself with harshness. These small choices matter. They gather quietly. They become a path. I am allowed to start small today. I am allowed to start with 5 minutes. I am allowed to start with the little light I have. And that little light is enough for this moment. I meet this day with a kinder heart, not a perfect heart, not a heart that has never been hurt, not a heart that never worries. A kinder heart, a heart that is willing to soften, a heart that is willing to listen, a heart that is willing to stop treating itself like an enemy. I meet this day with a kinder heart. I do not need to attack myself to grow. I do not need to shame myself to change. I do not need to be cruel to become stronger. Kindness can get thee. Wait me. Kindness can hold me. Kindness can help me take the next step. I meet this day with a kinder heart. And if the day is hard, I will still try to be kind inside it. And if my feelings rise, I will still try to hold them gently. And if I forget, I can return. I can always return. I do not have to carry yesterday into this morning. Yesterday had its own weight. Yesterday had its own thoughts. Yesterday had its own lessons. But this morning is a new cup of water. This morning is a clean breath. This morning is a quiet chance to choose again. I do not have to carry yesterday into this morning. I can learn from what happened without living inside it. I can remember what mattered without wearing it like a heavy coat. I can release what I cannot change and meet this moment with open hands. I do not have to carry yesterday into this morning. And if part of yesterday still hurts, I can be gentle with that part. I can say, I see you. I can say, it is okay to feel. I can say, we are here now. We can breathe now. We can begin again now. I choose one peaceful thought first. Before I think of the list, before I think of the worry, before I think of what might go wrong, I choose one peaceful thought first, like placing a warm stone in my pocket, like lighting one small candle before walking through a dark hall, like giving my heart something gentle to hold. I choose one peaceful thought first. Maybe the thought is simple. I am here. I can breathe. I do not need to rush. I am allowed to be kind to myself. This day can meet me softly. I can take one step at a time. I choose one peaceful thought first. And if another thought comes after it, a worried thought, a tired thought, a fearful thought, I do not need to fight. I can simply return to the peaceful thought. Again and again. Like returning to a warm room after standing too long in the cold. My body can soften now. My face can soften. My jaw can loosen. My shoulders can drop. My hands can open. My belly can release just a little. My whole body can receive the message that it does not need to hold the world in this moment. My body can soften now. Not because everything is solved, not because every question is answered, not because every emotion has disappeared, but because I am allowed to feel safe enough to rest inside this breath. My body can soften now, even if it softens only a little, even if only my hands relax, even if only my forehead smooths, even if only one breath becomes easier. That is enough. The smallest softening is still a blessing. I am safe to pause. I do not have to prove my worth by staying busy. I do not have to earn love by being tired. I do not have to keep moving just because the world moves fast. I can pause and still belong. I can pause and still be enough. I can pause and still be loved. I am safe to pause. The pause is not empty. The pause is full of breath, full of space, full of quiet, full of a gentle sea hands to hear what my heart has been trying to say. I am safe to pause now. I am safe to pause today. I am safe to pause before I answer, before I react, before I push myself too hard. In the pause, I find myself again. I am loved in this moment, not later. Not only when I am calm, not only when I have done everything right, not only when other people understand me. I am loved in this moment, with this breath, with this heart, with this human life. I am loved in this moment. Love does not need me to be perfect before it comes near. Love can sit beside my tiredness. Love can stay with me while I learn. Love can hold the parts of me that still feel unsure. I am loved in this moment. And if that feels hard to believe, I can make it softer. I am willing to receive love in this moment. I am willing to let kindness reach me. I am willing to stop closing the door on my own heart. I can be gentle with myself today. I can speak to myself in a softer way. I can notice when I am tired. I can let my feelings be real without turning them into shame. I can treat myself like someone who deserves care, because I do. I can be gentle with myself today. When I make a mistake, I can breathe. When I feel behind, I can slow down. When I feel worried, I can place a hand near my heart. When I feel heavy, I can remind myself that heaviness is not failure. It is only a feeling asking for tenderness. I can be gentle with myself today, again and again, in small ways, with simple words, with slower breathing, with a little more patience than yesterday. That is how my inner world begins to change. The day does not need to be perfect for me to feel supported. A difficult moment does not mean I am alone. A delay does not mean I am forgotten. A feeling of fear does not mean I have lost my way. The day can be unfinished, and I can still be held by peace. The day does not need to be perfect for me to feel supported. Support may come as a breath. Support may come as a quiet idea. Support may come as the strength to wait. Support may come as the courage to say no. Support may come as one soft moment when my body finally lets go. The day does not need to be perfect for me to feel supported. I can receive support in small forms: a warm cup, a kind word, a little silence, a moment of sunlight, a clean breath, a gentle thought that says, "Keep going softly." I listen to my heart before I listen to the noise. The noise can wait. The messages can wait. The worries can wait for one breath. Before I give myself to the world, I listen to what is happening inside me. I ask my heart, "What do you need right now?" And I wait gently. I listen to my heart before I listen to the noise. Maybe my heart says, "Slow down." Maybe it says, "Rest." Maybe it says, "Drink water." Maybe it says, "Stop blaming yourself." Maybe it says, "You are trying so hard, and I see you." I listen to my heart before I listen to the noise. My heart does not need to shout. It often speaks softly. It speaks in a little ache, a little pull, a little longing for peace, and I am learning to hear it with love. I return to myself with love, not with anger, not with regret, not with the heavy voice that says, "Why did you forget again?" I return to myself with love because love is the only place where I can truly rest. I return to myself with love. If I wandered into worry, I come back. If I wandered into comparison, I come back. If I wandered into old fear, I come back. The door is still open. The quiet room inside my heart is still waiting. I return to myself with love now. I return to my breath. I return to my body. I return to the small truth that I am here and this moment can hold me. I am not too late for my own peace. I may have waited a long time to be kind to myself. I may have pushed through many mornings. I may have spent many nights thinking I should be stronger. But peace does not reject me because I arrive slowly. Peace does not ask why I took so long. Peace simply opens its hands. I am not too late for my own peace. Even now, I can soften. Even now, I can breathe. Even now, I can choose a thought that does not hurt me. Even now, I can begin to build a kinder home inside myself. I am not too late for my own peace. This is my time to return, not with pressure, not with a loud promise, but with a soft yes. Yes, I can care for myself. Yes, I can rest. Yes, I can begin again. I let this moment be enough. I do not need to pull the future closer. I do not need to push the past away with force. I do not need to understand every step before I can breathe. This moment is here. This breath is here. This small space is enough. I let this moment be enough. Enough for one breath. Enough for one softening. Enough for one gentle thought. Enough for one little return to my heart. I let this moment be enough. Not because I have no dreams, not because I do not care about tomorrow, but because I am learning not to abandon the present while waiting for life to change. I can be here. I can be here softly. I can be here with myself. I release what I cannot carry right now. I do not have to hold every problem in my hands. I do not have to solve every question before I rest. I do not have to keep every fear close to prove that I care. Some things can be placed down for a moment. I release what I cannot carry right now. I set down the old worry. I set down the pressure to know. I set down the need to control every outcome. I set down the belief that rest must wait. I release what I cannot carry right now. And if I pick it up again later, I will not shame myself. I will simply notice. I will breathe. I will place it down again. This is a practice. This is love. I am allowed to feel what I feel. I do not need to hide from myself. I do not need to call my feelings wrong. I do not need to smile over pain before it has been heard. I can let my feelings move through me like weather across an open sky. I am allowed to feel what I feel. Sadness can be here. Tiredness can be here. Hope can be small and still be here. Fear can be here without becoming the whole story. I can make room inside myself without drowning in what I feel. I am allowed to feel what I feel, and I am also allowed to comfort myself. I can be honest and gentle at the same time. I can say, yes, this is hard, and I can also say, I am here with you. We will breathe through this together. I choose softness where I once chose pressure. Pressure may feel familiar. Pressure may feel like the only way to survive. But pressure is not the only way. I can learn another rhythm. A rhythm that moves like quiet water around stones. A rhythm that does not fight every bend. I choose softness where I once chose pressure. I soften my thoughts. I soften my breath. I soften the way I speak to my own heart. I do not need to push myself with fear. I can guide myself with care. I choose softness where I once chose pressure. And even if the world is loud, I can keep one small, soft place within me, a place where I do not shout at myself, a place where I am allowed to be human, a place where peace can begin again. I have time for one healing breath, even on a busy day, even in a tired body. even in a crowded mind. I have time for one healing breath, one breath that supports my emotional healing, one breath that invites wellness into my inner world, one breath that tells my body you can rest for a moment. I have time for one healing breath. I breathe in slowly. I let the breath touch the places that feel tight. I breathe out gently. I let the old pressure leave in its own time. I have time for one healing breath. And after one breath, maybe there is room for another. And after another, maybe my heart feels less alone. And after a few quiet breaths, maybe I remember that peace does not always arrive all at once. Sometimes it arrives like soft rain, drop by drop, moment by moment. I am learning to speak to myself with love. Not perfect love, not polished love, real love, simple love. Love that says, I see you. Love that says, it is okay. Love that says, breathe. You do not have to be so hard on yourself. I am learning to speak to myself with love. When I am tired, I can say, rest a little. When I am afraid, I can say, I am with you. When I feel small, I can say, your worth has not disappeared. When I feel lost, I can say, one step is enough. I am learning to speak to myself with love. Every kind word becomes a small seed. Every gentle sentence becomes a little root. And deep beneath what others can see, something steady begins to grow. I let my shoulders drop. I have been holding so much there. Old tension, unspoken words, silent worry. The feeling that I must hold everything together. But now, for this moment, I let my shoulders drop. I let my shoulders drop. I let my neck soften. I let my back feel supported. I let my arms become heavy. I let my hands open like they no longer need to grip the day. I let my shoulders drop. And as they soften, I remember that I am not required to carry what was never mine to carry. I can care. I can love. I can show up. But I do not have to become the weight of everything. My heart is allowed to be tender. I do not need to make my heart hard to survive. I do not need to hide my softness. I do not need to apologize for feeling deeply. My tenderness is not a mistake. It is part of the way I sense life. My heart is allowed to be tender. A tender heart still has wisdom. A tender heart still has strength. A tender heart can rest, choose, speak, and protect itself. Soft does not mean powerless. Soft can be steady. Soft can be clear. Soft can be brave. My heart is allowed to be tender. I will not punish myself for caring. I will not shame myself for needing comfort. I will hold my heart like something precious because it is. I do not need to earn rest. Rest is not a prize at the end of exhaustion. Rest is not something I receive only after I have given everything away. Rest is part of living. Rest is part of balance. Rest is part of returning to myself. I do not need to earn rest. I can rest because I am human. I can rest because my body asks gently. I can rest because my mind needs space. I can rest because my heart has been working quietly for so long. I do not need to earn rest. I am allowed to pause before I break. I am allowed to breathe before I run out of strength. I am allowed to be kind to myself before the world gives me permission. I am held by this quiet moment, not trapped by it, not judged by it, held by it, like the sky holds the evening, like the earth holds the roots of a tree, like warm water holds a tired body. This moment can hold me while I remember how to breathe. I am held by this quiet moment. I do not have to fill it with thinking. I do not have to explain it. I do not have to make it useful. I can simply be here, listening, breathing, softening. I am held by this quiet moment, and in this quiet, I can hear a softer truth. I am not only what I do. I am not only what I finish. I am not only what others need from me. I am also a soul who needs peace. I carry a small light inside me, even when the day feels dim, even when I forget, even when my thoughts cover it for a while. There is still a small light inside me, not a loud light, not a light that needs to prove itself, a steady little glow. I carry a small light inside me. It shines when I choose kindness. It shines when I breathe instead of blaming myself. It shines when I take 5 minutes and return to my heart. It shines when I remember that I am still here. I carry a small light inside me. And tonight or today, I do not need that light to become the sun. I only need enough light for the next breath, enough light for the next soft thought, enough light to know I have not lost myself completely. I am worthy of my own care, not because I have done enough, not because I have been strong enough, not because I have pleased everyone. I am worthy of my own care because I am here, alive, feeling, learning, and growing. I am worthy of my own care. My needs are not an interruption. My rest is not a problem. My feelings are not too much. My peace is not selfish. My heart matters. I am worthy of my own care. So I give myself these 5 minutes. I give myself a softer breath. I give myself a kinder sentence. I give myself permission to come home to the quiet room within. I let the day begin inside peace. Or if the day is ending, I let the night begin inside peace. I do not need to enter the next moment carrying panic. I do not need to enter sleep carrying every thought. I can begin from peace. I can end from peace. I can return to peace many times. I let the day begin inside peace. Peace before the phone. Peace before the list. Peace before the old story. Peace before I give my energy to anything else. I let this moment begin inside peace. And if peace feels small, I welcome small peace. If peace feels far away, I welcome the desire for peace. If peace feels like only one breath, I receive that breath with gratitude. I am not alone inside myself. There is a wise part of me listening. There is a soft part of me waiting. There is a brave part of me that has survived so much. There is a loving part of me that still wants to heal emotionally and feel whole inside. I am not alone inside myself. I can sit with my own heart. I can listen to my own breath. I can become a safe place for the parts of me that once felt unseen. I am not alone inside myself. When the world feels far away, I can come closer to my own spirit. When others do not understand, I can still offer myself tenderness. When I feel forgotten, I can remember myself with love. I trust the next gentle step, not the whole road, not every answer, not every tomorrow, just the next gentle step. The step I can take without losing myself. The step that feels honest. The step that lets me stay close to peace. I trust the next gentle step. Maybe the step is rest. Maybe the step is silence. Maybe the step is asking for help. Maybe the step is drinking water. Maybe the step is closing my eyes. Maybe the step is saying, I need a moment. I trust the next gentle step. I do not need to run. I do not need to know the entire map. Like a river that knows how to curve around stone, I can move with life one small turning at a time. I allow my body to rest and restore. I do not command it. I do not fight it. I do not shame it for needing care. I allow my body to rest and restore in the ways that are right for me. I support my wellness with patience. I support my emotional healing with gentleness. I allow my body to rest and restore. My breathing can slow. My muscles can loosen. My eyes can soften. My nervous energy can settle like dust after a storm. I do not need to follow this calm. I can invite calm. I allow my body to rest and restore, and I honor the care I may need from life, from rest, from wise support, from gentle choices, from time, from compassion. I do not need to do everything alone. I invite wellness into this moment, not as pressure, not as a demand, not as a promise that everything must change at once. I invite wellness as a feeling of inner care, a softer breath, a calmer thought, a kinder way to be with myself. I invite wellness into this moment. I invite comfort into my chest. I invite ease into my shoulders. I invite quiet into my mind. I invite warmth into the places that have felt cold and alone. I invite wellness into this moment. And even if the moment stays simple, even if nothing big happens, I can still receive the gift of being here with myself. That is enough. That is beautiful. That is a beginning. I forgive myself for forgetting to rest. I was doing the best I could with what I knew. I was trying to survive. I was trying to keep up. I was trying to be good, useful, strong, and ready. But now I can learn another way. I forgive myself for forgetting to rest. I do not turn this practice into another reason to blame myself. I do not say, "Why did I not begin sooner?" I say, "I am beginning now." And now is a loving place to start. I forgive myself for forgetting to rest, and I welcome myself back to breath, back to softness, back to the quiet room inside my heart, back to these 5 minutes that can hold me each day. I can be present without being perfect. I can show up with tired eyes. I can show up with an uncertain heart. I can show up with thoughts that wander. I can show up as I am. Presence does not ask me to become flawless. It asks me to be honest. I can be present without being perfect. If my mind drifts, I return. If I lose the thread, I return. If I feel nothing for a while, I return. Returning is the practice. Returning is the love. I can be present without being perfect. I do not need to perform peace. I do not need to sound calm for anyone. I can simply let the words pass through me like warm wind through an open window. I am allowed to receive comfort. I do not need to push it away. I do not need to say, "Others need it more." I do not need to wait until I am stronger, better, calmer, or more deserving. I am allowed to receive comfort now. I am allowed to receive comfort. Comfort may come through these words. Comfort may come through the breath. Comfort may come through silence. Comfort may come through one soft tear. Comfort may come through the feeling that I do not have to hold myself so tightly. I am allowed to receive comfort. I let it reach me slowly. I let it sit beside me. I let it remind me that tenderness is not something I have to chase. It can meet me here. I am safe enough for this breath. Maybe I cannot feel safe in every part of life right now. Maybe there are still questions. Maybe there are still things I do not understand. But for this breath, I can be safe enough. For this breath, I can soften one small place. I am safe enough for this breath. I do not need to force my whole body to believe. I only invite one part of me to rest. Maybe my hands, maybe my jaw, maybe my heart, maybe the space between my eyebrows. I am safe enough for this breath. And after this breath, I can take another. I do not need to leap into peace. I can walk there slowly, breath by breath, moment by moment. I let kindness be my first practice, before big goals, before deep answers, before perfect routines. Kindness. A small kindness in my tone. A small kindness in my thoughts. A small kindness in how I hold my own tiredness. I let kindness be my first practice. If I do nothing else today, I can be a little kinder inside. If I cannot change the whole day, I can change the way I speak to myself in this moment. If I cannot quiet every fear, I can answer one fear with love. I let kindness be my first practice, and from kindness other things may grow. Clarity may grow, patience may grow, courage may grow. A quiet trust may grow, like roots beneath the earth, unseen but strong. I honor the part of me that kept going, the part that woke up again, the part that carried the unseen weight, the part that smiled when it was tired, the part that tried again after disappointment, the part that still listens for hope. I honor the part of me that kept going. I do not need to ignore how hard it has been. I do not need to pretend I was never tired. I can look at myself with honesty and say, you have carried a lot, and you deserve gentleness now. I honor the part of me that kept going. Thank you, brave heart. Thank you, tired body. Thank you, quiet spirit. Thank you for bringing me to this moment where I can finally breathe with a little more care. I am safe to stop fighting myself. I do not need to argue with every old thought. I do not need to punish myself for every feeling. I do not need to turn my inner world into a battlefield. I can put down the inner weapon. I can choose a softer way. I am safe to stop fighting myself. If an old thought appears, I can notice it. If an old fear speaks, I can breathe. If an old wound aches, I can bring warmth to it. I do not need to become harsh to become free. I am safe to stop fighting myself. Inside me, peace does not grow from force. Peace grows where I stop attacking my own heart. Peace grows where I begin to listen. I give my mind a softer place to land. My mind has been trying so hard. It has been planning. It has been remembering. It has been protecting. It has been searching for answers in every direction. Now I give my mind a softer place to land. I give my mind a softer place to land. Not every thought needs my full attention. Not every worry needs a long conversation. Not every fear needs to become the truth. My mind can rest on one simple thought. I am here. I am breathing. This moment, tea is enough. I give my mind a softer place to land. Like a bird returning to a quiet branch after flying through wind, my mind can settle. It can fold its wings. It can rest. It can be quiet for a little while. I choose peace in the way I can today. Maybe peace is not a big feeling. Maybe peace is just one slower breath. Maybe peace is turning away from a thought that hurts. Maybe peace is resting my hands. Maybe peace is saying no to one more demand. I choose peace in the way I can today. I do not compare my peace to anyone else's peace. I do not judge my small beginning. I let my own path be gentle. I let my own timing be sacred. I choose peace in the way I can today, and that is enough. Not because I stop growing, not because I stop caring, but because I stop hurting myself while I grow. I am learning to trust quiet. The quiet does not mean nothing is happening. The quiet may be where I gather strength. The quiet may be where my heart remembers. The quiet may be where my breath teaches me how to return. I am learning to trust quiet. I do not need constant noise to feel safe. I do not need constant motion to feel useful. I do not need constant answers to be guided. Sometimes the deepest support comes softly. I am learning to trust quiet. In the quiet, I can hear the small voice of care. It does not shout. It does not rush. It simply says, breathe. You are here. You are allowed to rest. I am loved while I am learning. I do not have to finish the lesson before I receive love. I do not have to understand everything before I am worthy of kindness. I do not have to become the best version of myself before I am held by grace. I am loved while I am learning. I can make mistakes and still be growing. I can feel unsure and still be guided by the next gentle step. I can have a tender heart and still belong to this life. I am loved while I am learning. This is a soft truth, a steady truth, a truth I can carry like a warm stone in my hand. I am loved while I am learning, and I am learning with love. I let 5 minutes become a home inside me, a small home, a simple home, a home made of breath and kindness, a home with a quiet chair for my tired thoughts, a home with warm light on the floor, a home where I do not need to explain why I came back. I let 5 minutes become a home inside me. I can return there in the morning. I can return there at night. I can return there when the world feels sharp. I can return there when my own mind feels too full. I let 5 minutes become a home inside me. And every time I return, the home becomes easier to find. The door opens faster. The air feels warmer. The silence feels safer. My heart remembers the way. I allow this practice to be simple. I do not need to make it complicated. I do not need to do it perfectly. I do not need to measure it. I do not need to turn it into another task. I can let it be simple. I allow this practice to be simple. 5 minutes. One breath. One hand near the heart. One kind thought. One moment of listening. That is enough to begin. I allow this practice to be simple. And because it is simple, I can return to it. Because it is gentle, I can trust it. Because it is small, I can carry it with me. I am here now, not in every fear, not in every memory, not in every future question. Here, in this breath, in this body, in this quiet moment, I am here now. And here is where I can soften. Here is where I can choose one kinder thought. Here is where I can stop leaving myself behind. Here is where peace can begin in a real and simple way. I am here now. I do not need to be anywhere else for this breath. I do not need to become anyone else for this breath. I can be here as I am, held by the quiet, held by kindness, held by the gentle rhythm of my own breathing. I am safe. I am loved. I am allowed to rest. I am safe enough to breathe. I am loved enough to soften. I am allowed to rest without guilt. I am safe in this moment. I am loved in this moment. I am allowed to rest in this moment. Let those words move slowly through you, not as a demand, not as a performance, only as a soft reminder. You are safe. You are loved. You are allowed to rest. The only 5 minutes you need each day can begin like this, with one breath, with one pause, with one gentle return, with one small choice to stop leaving yourself behind. And as these words settle into your heart, let them become warm. Let them become slow. Let them become easy. You do not need to chase peace. You can open the door. You can step into the quiet room. You can sit with yourself for 5 minutes. And there, in that small and sacred space, you can remember, I am here. I am breathing. I am safe to pause. I am loved in this moment. I can begin again softly. And now, let this soft beginning move a little deeper. Let the words slow down. Let the breath become easier. Let your heart feel that it does not need to hurry into understanding. It can simply receive. There is something very gentle about giving yourself only 5 minutes. Not because 5 minutes is small, but because 5 minutes feels possible. It does not scare the tired mind. It does not ask the busy body to change everything. It does not stand in front of you like a mountain. It sits beside you like a small cup of warm water. Simple, quiet, enough to hold in both hands. Imagine that your heart has been thirsty for a long time. Not thirsty for attention. Not thirsty for noise. Not thirsty for more things to do. Thirsty for kindness. Thirsty for one honest breath. Thirsty for a place where it can stop being brave for a moment. And these 5 minutes are that small cup placed gently in front of you. You do not have to drink all of life at once. You do not have to understand the whole ocean. You only need to lift this small cup to your spirit and receive what is here. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. You do not need a big answer to begin feeling cared for. You only need one small act of returning. One small act that says, I have not forgotten myself completely. One small act that says, even in the middle of everything, I can still choose tenderness. So often, the mind thinks healing must arrive like thunder, something huge, something sudden, something that changes the whole sky at once. But many times, emotional healing begins more quietly than that. It begins like a tiny thread being placed back through a needle. It begins like a button being sewn back onto a coat. It begins like something inside you being gently connected again. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. Every day, life pulls at you. A message pulls at you. A worry pulls at you. Someone's need pulls at you. A memory pulls at you. A future question pulls at you. And before you know it, your attention is scattered like little pieces of paper across the floor. But for 5 minutes, you gather yourself. Not with force, not with panic. You simply kneel down inside your own life and begin picking up the pieces with love. One breath, one feeling, one thought. One part of you that has been waiting to be noticed. There is nothing you need to do right now. Just listen. Just soften. Just let the quiet gather you back together. Think of a small boat resting in a dark harbor. The sea may still be moving beyond the rocks. The wind may still be speaking. The world beyond the harbor may still be wide and unknown. But inside the harbor, the little boat is held. It does not need to cross the whole sea tonight. It does not need to prove it is strong. It does not need to explain where it has been. It only needs to rest against the gentle rope that keeps it close to shore. These 5 minutes are a harbor, a place where your spirit can stop drifting, a place where your breath can become the shore. You may still have things to do later. You may still have questions. You may still have feelings you do not fully understand. But inside this harbor, for this little while, everything can wait. The future can wait. The old fear can wait. The voice that says you are behind can wait. Even the part of you that wants to fix everything can sit down and rest. You are safe here. You do not have to perform. You do not have to be impressive. You do not have to make your peace look beautiful. You do not have to make your meditation look perfect. You can be tired here. You can be quiet here. You can be unsure here. You can be exactly as you are here. And if you are still wondering whether you deserve this peace, you do. You always have. You deserved peace before you knew how to ask for it. You deserved gentleness before you learned how to give it to yourself. You deserved rest even on the days you felt unfinished. Your worth was never waiting at the end of a long road. It was with you in every step. Even the steps where you were confused. Even the steps where you were afraid. Even the steps where you felt like you were starting over again. Let that rest in you. Let it move slowly. Let it touch the place inside you that still thinks it must earn the right to breathe. There is a quiet wisdom in small rituals. The mind trusts what returns. The body trusts what is repeated with care. The heart trusts what does not leave when life becomes hard. So when you return to these 5 minutes each day, you are not just saying words. You are building a gentle rhythm. You are teaching your inner world that there is a place to come back to. You are showing the tired parts of you that they do not have to stay outside in the cold. There is a door. There is warmth. There is room. There is breath. And maybe at first, 5 minutes feels like nothing. Maybe the mind says, how can 5 minutes matter when I have carried so much for so long? But think of a small key. A key is not large. It is not heavy. It does not look powerful in the hand. But it can open a door that has been closed for years. 5 minutes can be that key. Not because the minutes are magic, but because your willingness is sacred. Your return is sacred. Your choice to stop abandoning yourself is sacred. A small key, a quiet harbor, a warm cup. These are not big things, but they know how to hold what is human. And you are human. You are allowed to need small things. You are allowed to be helped by simple things. You are allowed to feel comfort from one breath, one phrase, one soft pause in the middle of the noise. So do not look down on the small beginning. Do not rush past it. Do not tell yourself it is not enough. Let small be holy for a moment. Let simple be healing for a moment. Let 5 minutes be a doorway that opens from pressure into peace. You may notice that when you give yourself these 5 minutes, your day does not always change on the outside right away. The room may look the same. The phone may still be there. The list may still wait. The world may still move with its usual noise. But something inside you has shifted, even a little. And that little shift matters, because you are no longer entering the day empty-handed. You are carrying a quiet thread. You are carrying a soft breath. You are carrying the memory that you can return to yourself. That is why this practice is not only about relaxation, it is about relationship. Your relationship with your own heart, your relationship with your thoughts, your relationship with the body that has carried you through so much, your relationship with time, your relationship with the small spaces between one thing and the next. When you give yourself 5 minutes, you are telling your inner world, I will not only visit you when everything falls apart. I will not only listen when the pain becomes loud. I will not only care for you at the edge of exhaustion. I will come back each day, gently, simply, with love. And that is how trust is made inside you, not through one perfect moment, but through many small returns, many small breaths, many quiet choices where you say, I am still here with myself. Let this truth move through you slowly. You do not need to find a different life before you begin feeling peace. You can begin peace right here, inside this life. You can begin peace in the room you are in the body you have, with the breath that is already moving, with the heart that is already listening. Everything can wait for one breath. Everything can wait for this small return. everything can wait while you remember that you are not a machine. You are not a task. You are not a problem to solve. You are a soul that needs tenderness. You are a heart that needs warmth. You are a person who deserves 5 minutes of your own love. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. Let it become soft there. And when you are ready, let the next words come even closer. Section 5. Second affirmation block. I give my heart room to breathe. Not because my heart is weak, not because my heart cannot handle life, but because my heart has been faithful. It has been beating through worry. It has been staying open through disappointment. It has been trying to love even when it felt tired. So now I give my heart room to breathe. I give my heart room to breathe slowly. I give my heart room to feel without shame. I give my heart room to rest in the quiet without needing to explain why it is tired. Let that sink in. Your heart does not need to be pushed tonight. Your heart does not need another demand. Your heart needs room. Your heart needs kindness. Your heart needs a gentle place to lay down the weight it has been carrying. I release the need to answer everything right now. Some questions can wait. Some decisions can wait. Some thoughts can wait until the morning feels clearer. I do not need to hold every answer in my hands tonight. I do not need to keep searching until I feel empty. I can let the unknown be quiet for a little while. I release the need to answer everything right now. I release the pressure to know the whole path. I release the fear that if I stop thinking, everything will fall apart. Right now, I can breathe. Right now, I can rest. Right now, I can let life be unfinished without turning against myself. I can be calm and still be strong. Calm does not mean I do not care. Calm does not mean I have given up. Calm does not mean I am ignoring what matters. Calm means I am choosing not to let panic be the voice that leads me. I can be calm and still be strong. I can be steady without being hard. I can be peaceful without being passive. I can be soft without disappearing. There is a quiet strength in calm, like roots under winter ground, like a stone resting deep beneath moving water, like the moon holding the night without effort. I can be calm and still be strong. I can be soft and see till be wise. My softness does not take away my wisdom. My tenderness does not make me blind. My open heart does not mean I must say yes to everything. I can listen deeply. I can feel deeply. And I can still choose what is right for my peace. I can be soft and still be wise. I can speak with gentleness and still honor my truth. I can care for others and still come back to myself. I can move with love and still have boundaries. Softness can guide me. Wisdom can protect me. Together, they make a quiet path inside my life. My peace matters. My peace is not extra. My peace is not something I must ask for with apology. My peace is not less important than everyone else's comfort. My peace matters because I matter. My peace matters in the morning. My peace matters at night. My peace matters when I am busy. My peace matters when I am tired. My peace matters even when no one else can see how much I need it. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. Your peace matters. Not later, not after everything is done. Now, here, in this breath, my energy matters. The way I enter the day matters. The way I speak to myself matters. The way I leave myself behind or return to myself matters. My inner atmosphere matters. My energy matters. So I do not throw it away on every fear. I do not give it all to every worry. I do not hand it over to every old story that tries to pull me back. I gather my energy gently. I gather it like scattered flowers after the wind. I place it close to my heart. I keep a little for myself. I stay close to myself today. I do not wander so far into other people's needs that I forget my own breath. I do not leave my heart waiting at the door while I run toward every demand. I stay close to myself. I stay close to myself when I speak. I stay close to myself when I listen. I stay close to myself when I feel unsure. I stay close to myself when the world feels loud. This does not mean I shut life out. It means I do not shut myself out. I can love the world and still remain near my own heart. I speak inwardly with patience. The voice inside me does not have to be sharp. It does not have to scold. It does not have to repeat old pain. It can become slower. It can become warmer. It can become a voice that helps me breathe. I speak inwardly with patience. When I'm learning, I speak gently. When I'm tired, I speak gently. When I feel lost, I speak gently. When I begin again, I speak gently. Patience is not delay. Patience is love moving at a pace my heart can receive. I let my heart unclench, little by little, breath by breath. I do not force it open. I do not demand that it trust all at once. I only invite it to loosen the tight grip around old fear. I let my heart unclench. I let it stop bracing for disappointment. I let it stop preparing for rejection. I let it stop carrying the belief that it must always protect itself from joy. Heart, you may soften now. Heart, you may rest now. Heart, you may pen only as much as feels safe. There is no rush here. I am becoming kinder inside, not louder, not harder, not more perfect. Kinder. I am becoming kinder in the place where only I can hear myself. I am becoming kinder in the thoughts I repeat. I am becoming kinder in the way I hold my own mistakes. I am becoming kinder inside. The old harsh voice may still appear sometimes, but it is not the only voice now. A softer voice is growing. A warmer voice is learning how to speak. And each time I choose that warmer voice, I become a safer home for myself. I stop measuring my worth by my tiredness. I do not become more worthy because I am exhausted. I do not become more lovable because I have nothing left. I do not need to prove my goodness by forgetting my own needs. I stop measuring my worth by my tiredness. I can rest and still be valuable. I can pause and still be useful. I can take care of my spirit and still be a loving person. My worth is not counted in how much I carry. My worth is not counted in how little I ask for. My worth is not counted in how long I can go without rest. I am worthy here. I allow the tired places to be seen, the hidden tiredness, the quiet sadness, the part of me that keeps saying, I am fine, even when I am not. I allow those places to come into the warmth. I allow the tired places to be seen, not judged, not rushed, not fixed by force, just seen, just held, just given room to breathe. And maybe this is what I needed most. Not a perfect answer, not a perfect plan, just a moment where the tired places inside me are no longer alone. I can put down the invisible weight, the weight of always being ready, the weight of always understanding, the weight of always caring, the weight of always keeping everything inside. I can put down the invisible weight for a little while. I can put down the invisible weight. The world will not end because I rest. Love will not disappear because I breathe. My life will not fall apart because I give myself 5 quiet minutes. I can place it down gently, not throw it away, not pretend it never existed. Just place it beside me and let my hands be empty for a moment. I am allowed to need comfort. I do not have to be beyond needing. I do not have to pretend I am always strong. I do not have to hide the part of me that wants warmth, softness, and care. I am allowed to need comfort because I am human. I am allowed to need comfort. I can receive it from breath. I can receive it from quiet. I can receive it from a kind sentence. I can receive it from the small feeling that I am not being pushed right now. Comfort is not weakness. Comfort is nourishment. Comfort is the warm rain that helps the inner ground become soft again. I make space for a new feeling. Maybe I have known worry for a long time. Maybe I have known pressure. Maybe I have known self-doubt. Maybe those feelings have become familiar, but they are not the only feelings I can know. I make space for a new feeling, a feeling of gentleness, a feeling of being held by the moment, a feeling of breathing without rushing, a feeling of being with myself, not against myself. The new feeling does not need to be big. It can be small. It can be quiet. It can arrive like a single star in a dark sky. One point of softness is enough to begin. I let love reach the places I kept hidden, the place that feels ashamed, the place that feels too sensitive, the place that feels forgotten, the place that still hopes someone will understand. I let love reach those places slowly. I let love reach the places I kept hidden, not to expose them, not to judge them, but to warm them, to tell them, you do not have to stay alone in the dark anymore. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. Even the hidden places are worthy of kindness. Even the quiet ache is worthy of care. Even the part of you that feels hard to love is not outside the circle of love. I am not a burden for needing peace. Your need for peace is not too much. Your need for rest is not too much. Your need for tenderness is not too much. Your need for silence is not too much. It is human. It is real. It is allowed. I am not a burden for needing peace. I am not difficult because I need softness. I am not weak because I need a pause. I am not selfish because I return to my own heart. You are allowed to need what helps you come back to yourself. You are allowed to make room for your own spirit. You are allowed to choose peace without apologizing for it. I belong to this moment, not to yesterday's mistake, not to tomorrow's fear, not to the old name I gave myself when I was hurting. I belong to this moment, this breath, this soft return, this gentle place inside me. I belong to this moment. Here I can breathe. Here I can listen. Here I can be held by the simple truth that I do not have to live everywhere at once. I come back from the past. I come back from the future. I come back from the noise. I belong here now. I am worthy even when I am resting, even when nothing is being finished, even when no one is praising me, even when the room is quiet and I am simply breathing. I am worthy. I am worthy even when I am resting. I am worthy when I close my eyes. I am worthy when I need more time. I am worthy when I move slowly. I am worthy when I choose gentleness. Let that become the deep place. Let that become the soft ground. You are worthy even when you are doing nothing but receiving this breath. I no longer make my heart beg for my attention. My heart does not need to become louder before I listen. My body does not need to become exhausted before I care. My spirit does not need to feel empty before I return. I can listen sooner. I can care sooner. I can come back sooner. I no longer make my heart beg for my attention. I turn toward it now. I hear the quiet ache. I hear the gentle need. I hear the small voice asking for peace. And I answer with softness. I answer with 5 minutes. I answer with breath. I answer with presence. I choose to be on my own side, not against others, not above others, just no longer against myself. I choose to stand beside my own heart. I choose to stop leaving my spirit alone when life feels hard. I choose to be on my own side. When I am tired, I will not call myself lazy. When I am afraid, I will not call myself weak. When I need rest, I will not call myself selfish. I will speak with a kinder truth. I am on my own side now, softly, quietly, steadily. I am learning to become a friend to myself. I let peace enter without proving I deserve it. I do not need to show a list of reasons. I do not need to explain my worth. I do not need to become better before peace can come near. Peace can enter because I am open to receiving it. I let peace enter without proving I deserve it. I let it come like cool air through an open window. I let it touch my face. I let it quiet my hands. I let it sit with me. Peace does not ask me to be perfect. Peace asks me to make room. And right now, I make room. I remember the goodness still living in me. Even after hard days, even after worry, even after moments when I forgot who I was, there is still goodness living in me. A quiet goodness, a steady goodness, a goodness that has not left. I remember the goodness still living in me, and it shows itself when I care, when I try again, when I breathe instead of breaking, when I choose one kinder word, when I keep listening for hope. You are not empty. You are not lost beyond return. There is still goodness in you. There is still warmth in you. There is still a place inside you that knows how to receive peace. I let myself be held by the gentle now, not the loud now, not the hurried now, the gentle now. This breath, this softness, this quiet sound of life moving through you. I let myself be held by the gentle now. I do not need to grip it. I do not need to make it last forever. I only need to receive it while it is here. The gentle now is enough for this breath. The gentle now is enough for this moment. The gentle now is enough to carry me into the next soft place. I am enough without the struggle, not because I have no challenges, not because I never feel pain, but because struggle was never the source of my worth. My worth was not born from exhaustion. My worth was not created by how much I could endure. I am enough without the struggle. I am enough in quiet. I am enough in rest. I am enough in softness. I am enough when I stop proving. Let this be the deep truth. Let this be the powerful moment. Let these words reach the place inside you that has been trying so hard to earn love through pain. You are enough without the struggle. You are enough without the old story. You are enough without carrying more than your heart can hold. You are enough here. You are enough now. You are enough before the answer comes. You are enough after the day ends. You are enough when you are strong. You are enough when you need support. You are enough when you rise. You are enough when you rest. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. You are enough without the struggle. I give myself permission to be held by this breath, held by this quiet, held by the softness I am learning to receive, held by the part of life that does not ask me to be anything other than present. I give myself permission to be held. I do not need to carry myself with tight hands. I do not need to stand alone inside every feeling. I can let comfort come near. I can let peace sit beside me. I give myself permission to be held. And if receiving feels new, I go slowly. I open one small place. I let one kind word in. I let one breath become a bridge. I let the quiet love me back to myself, not with noise, not with force, not with a sudden demand to change. The quiet loves me by giving me space. The quiet loves me by not asking questions. The quiet loves me by letting me hear my breath again. I let the quiet love me back to myself. I let silence become warm. I let stillness become safe. I let this moment become a soft blanket around the places that have been cold. And here in this quiet, I remember. I do not have to run from myself. I can stay. I can breathe. I can be loved here. I am free to begin again without shame. Beginning again is not failure. Beginning again is devotion. Beginning again means some part of me still believes in gentleness. Beginning again means I have not given up on my own heart. I am free to begin again without shame. I can begin again after a hard morning. I can begin again after a tired night. I can begin again after forgetting. I can begin again after doubting. I can begin again after falling back into old fear. There is no shame in returning. There is only a door. There is only breath. There is only the soft invitation to come home again. I let my inner world become a place of warmth, not perfect warmth, not endless happiness, just warmth. The warmth of kind words, the warmth of honest feeling, the warmth of a breath taken slowly, the warmth of no longer being cruel to myself. I let my inner world become a place of warmth, a place where my thoughts do not have to shout, a place where my heart does not have to hide, a place where my tiredness is met with care. Little by little, I build that warmth. With each pause, with each breath, with each gentle return, I choose the kind of peace I can carry, Not a peace that only exists when everything is perfect. Not a peace that disappears when life becomes real. A peace I can carry into ordinary moments. A peace that fits in my pocket. A peace that sits in my chest. A peace that travels with my breath. I choose the kind of peace I can carry. A peace I can touch when the day is loud. A peace I can remember when I feel pulled away. A peace that begins again every time I come back to these 5 minutes. This peace does not need to be big. It only needs to be true. It only needs to be near. It only needs to remind me that I can return. I let myself receive this. These words, this breath, this kindness, this quiet, this small room inside my heart. I let myself receive this without pushing it away. I let myself receive this. Even if part of me feels unsure, even if part of me says, can this really be for me? Yes, this can be for you. Peace can be for you. Rest can be for you. Tenderness can be for you. Let yourself receive this. Let it sink in. Let it rest in your heart. There is nothing you need to do right now. Only receive, only breathe, only be here. Now let everything become slower. There is nowhere to go in this moment. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Everything can wait. Just breathe. Let your body hear that. Everything can wait. The next thought can wait. The next task can wait. The next answer can wait. For this breath, there is only you and the quiet. Take a slow breath in. Hold it gently and release. Again, breathe in slowly. Let the air enter without force. Hold softly and let it go. One more time. Breathe in. Feel the breath arrive. Hold it like a small gift and release it like you are setting down a weight. There is nothing you need to do right now. You are safe here. Just breathe. Let your face soften. Let the space around your eyes become loose. Let your jaw rest. Let your tongue relax. Let your neck feel heavy and easy. Breathe in and let the face soften. Breathe out and let the day move farther away. Breathe in. Let your shoulders feel the breath. Breathe out. Let them drop. Breathe in. Hold gently. Breathe out. Let your hands rest. You do not need to hold yourself so tightly. You do not need to prepare for everything. You do not need to stay alert to every sound inside your mind. In this moment, you can be here, softly, simply, safely. Let this moment be just for you, not for anyone else, not for the world, not for the list, not for the person who needs something from you, just for you. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. This moment is yours. This breath is yours. This small, quiet place is yours. Now breathe in through the nose, if that feels comfortable. A slow, gentle breath. Hold for a moment and breathe out through the mouth, softly. Again. Breathe in. Let the breath fill only as much as feels natural. Hold and release. Again. Breathe in. Let the breath touch your chest. Hold and release. You are not trying to change yourself. You are not trying to reach a special state. You are not trying to make your mind blank. You are only giving your body a message. You are saying, we can slow down now. We can soften now. We can rest for a little while. Now bring your attention to the center of your chest. Not with pressure. Just gently notice that area. Imagine there is a quick yet warmth there. Not a bright light that demands attention. Just a small warmth. Like a cup held close. Like a hidden ember that is still alive. Breathe into that warmth slowly. Breathe out from that warmth gently. Again. Breathe in. Let the heart area have space. Breathe out. Let the tightness loosen a little. If feelings come up, let them come softly. You do not need to push them away. You do not need to explain them. You do not need to name them perfectly. You can simply let them pass through the room of your heart like quiet weather. A feeling can be here, and you can still be safe here. A thought can be here, and you can still rest here. A memory can pass through, and you can still come back to breath. Now take another slow breath in. Hold gently and release. Let the breath move down into the body, into the ribs, into the belly, into the back, into the quiet places that have been waiting. Breathe in. Let the body receive care. Breathe out. Let the body release what it can. You do not need to release everything. You do not need to feel peaceful all at once. Only what is ready, only what feels kind, only what the body can let go of now. This breath is enough. This pause is enough. This moment is enough. Let your hands become soft. If your hands are closed, let them open a little. If they are resting, let them become heavier. Imagine your hands no longer need to grip the edge of life. They can rest. They can receive. They can be empty for a moment. Breathe in, soft hands. Breathe out, open hands. Breathe in, resting hands. Breathe out. Nothing to hold right now. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. Let those words become slow. Let them fall gently inside you, like snow falling on a quiet field. Soft, light, silent. Everything can wait. You can breathe. Everything can wait. You can soften. Everything can wait. You can come back to yourself. Now let us move through 5 gentle breaths. 1 breath for the mind, 1 breath for the heart, 1 breath for the body, 1 breath for the past, 1 breath for the next step. For the first breath, breathe in for the mind. Let the mind know it can rest. Breathe out. Let one thought become quiet. You do not need to empty the mind. You only need to give it a softer place to land. For the second breath, breathe in for the heart. Let the heart know it is not alone. Breathe out. Let the heart loosen its grip. You do not need to understand every feeling. You only need to meet your heart with kindness. For the third breath, breathe in for the body. Let the body know it is allowed to rest. Breathe out. Let the body release one small layer of tension. You do not need to force the body. You only invite it. You only offer softness. For the fourth breath, breathe in for the past, not to return there, not to live there, only to bring a little compassion to the part of you that went through it. Breathe out. Let the past move farther from your chest. You can honor what happened without carrying it all tonight. For the fifth breath, breathe in for the next step. Not the whole future, just the next step. Breathe out. Let the next step become gentle. You do not need to see everything. You only need enough peace for the next breath. Now rest for a moment. No new thought, no new effort. Just rest. Let the silence hold you. Let the breath continue on its own. Let your body feel that it does not need to work so hard to be loved. If the mind wanders, that is okay. Bring it back softly, not with force, not with frustration, just softly. Back to breath, back to body, back to this quiet. You are safe here. You are safe enough to pause. You are safe enough to soften. You are safe enough to let this moment hold you. Now gently repeat inside only if it feels good. I do not need to do anything right now. Let that sink in. I do not need to do anything right now. Let it rest in your heart. I do not need to do anything right now. Now breathe. Again, softly inside. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. Feel how simple that is. Feel how kind. The body does not need many words right now. The heart does not need a long lesson. It needs softness. It needs space. It needs the sound of your breath saying, "We are here." Now let your breathing become natural. Do not count. Do not control. Just notice. The breath comes. The breath goes. The breath comes. The breath goes. Like a gentle tide, like soft wings opening and closing, like a slow rocking chair in a quiet room. The breath knows how to move. You can trust it for this moment, in and out, here and soft, safe and still. Nothing to prove, nothing to chase, nothing to hold. Let your heart be quiet. Let your body be quiet. Let the small room inside you become warm again. Now imagine the worries of the day sitting outside the door. Not gone forever, not destroyed, just outside the door. They do not need to enter this room right now. This room is for breath. This room is for rest. This room is for the part of you that needs gentleness. Outside the door, the world can wait. Inside the room, you can breathe. Outside the door, the list can wait. Inside the room, you can soften. Outside the door, the questions can wait. Inside the room, you can be held by peace. Let that image be easy. A door, a room, a breath, a quiet place where you are not asked to carry everything. And if doubt comes near, speak to it softly. You do not have to fight doubt. You can say, I hear you, and I am still choosing this breath. If worry comes near, speak to it softly. You can say, I know you are trying to protect me, and I am still resting for a moment. If guilt comes near, speak to it softly. You can say, I am allowed to receive peace too. If you are still wondering whether you deserve this peace, you do. You always have. Not because you did everything right, not because you never struggle, not because you never feel afraid. You deserve peace because your heart is alive, because your body has carried you, because your spirit needs a safe place to return to. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. You deserve peace. You deserve breath. You deserve softness. You deserve 5 minutes where nothing is demanded from you. Now breathe in. Let the words enter gently. I deserve peace. Breathe out. Let the body receive them. Breathe in. I deserve softness. Breathe out. Let the shoulders fall. Breathe in. I deserve rest. Breathe out. Let the hands open. There is nothing you need to do right now. Only breathe. Only rest. Only let the moment be kind to you. Now let the breath become very slow. Not forced, just slow. Like evening settling over a quiet garden. Like a blanket being placed over a sleeping child. Like a song that does not need many words. Breathe in softly. Breathe out softly. Breathe in softly. Breathe out softly. You are here. You are breathing. You are safe here. Let the body grow heavier. Let the mind grow quieter. Let the heart grow warmer. Let every word move slowly now. No hurry. No pressure. No need to reach. No need to prove. Just breathe. Just soften. Just be. Now gently bring one hand near your heart, if that feels comfortable, or simply imagine warmth there. Let the hand be a small sign of care, a quiet message to yourself. I am here with you. Breathe into the hand. Breathe out under the hand. Feel the small rise and fall. Feel the body answering life. Feel how even now there is a rhythm inside you that keeps moving. softly, faithfully. You do not need to control that rhythm. You only need to rest with it. Now let us take 3 final breaths in this stillness, not to end anything, not to close the journey, only to settle deeper. First breath, breathe in peace, breathe out pressure. Let pressure leave through the mouth. Let it melt from the face. Let it fall from the shoulders. Second breath, breathe in kindness. Breathe out self-blame. You do not need to blame yourself tonight. You do not need to hold old shame close. Let it move away little by little. Third breath, breathe in softness. Breathe out the need to hurry. There is time for this breath. There is time for this quiet. There is time to return to yourself. Now rest. Let the silence be part of the practice. Let the space between words become a gentle place. Let the body listen to what the heart already knows. You are safe here. Everything can wait. Just breathe. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. There is nothing you need to do right now. Only this. Only breath. Only softness. Only the quiet return. Section 7. Third affirmation block. Peak power. Now, let the words come close. Let them move slowly. Let them touch the place in you that has been waiting for kindness. You do not need to reach for them. You do not need to hold them tightly. Just let them arrive. You are not too much for peace. Your feelings are not too much. Your tiredness is not too much. Your longing for rest is not too much. Your need for love is not too much. You are not too much for peace. Peace can sit with every part of you. Peace can sit with the part that feels strong. Peace can sit with the part that feels unsure. Peace can sit with the part that has been carrying silent pain. You are not too much for peace. You are not too much for kindness. You are not too much for this quiet moment. You can be fully human here. You can be soft here. You can be seen here. Let that sink in. You do not need to shrink to be held. You do not need to hide the heavy places. You do not need to become easier for life to love you. You are already welcome inside this breath. You are more than what happened to you. You are more than the hard days, more than the words that hurt, more than the doors that closed, more than the times you felt unseen, more than the fear that tried to name you. You are more than all of that. You are more than what happened to you. There is still a wide place inside you. There is still a soft strength inside you. There is still a quiet future that has not been touched by the past. You are not only your old pain, you are also the breath after it. You are also the courage that stayed. You are also the part of you that still wants peace, and that part is beautiful. You are allowed to stop proving your goodness. You do not need to prove that you are kind. You do not need to prove that you care. You do not need to prove that you are worthy of rest. You do not need to prove that your heart is real. You can stop proving now. You are allowed to stop proving your goodness. Let your shoulders hear that. Let your hands hear that. Let the tired part of your chest hear that. You have been trying so hard, and you can loosen now. Your goodness does not need a stage. Your goodness does not need applause. Your goodness does not need constant effort to stay alive. It is already part of you. Quiet, steady, true. You are still whole while you are becoming. You do not need to wait until everything feels complete. You do not need to wait until every wound feels quiet. You do not need to wait until your life looks clear. Even while you are learning, you are whole. Even while you are changing, you are whole. Even while you are taking small steps, you are whole. You are still whole while you are becoming. There is nothing broken about needing time. There is nothing wrong with growing slowly. There is nothing shameful about needing to return again and again. You are not a half-finished soul. You are a living soul, a breathing soul, a tender soul moving through life with courage you may not always see. You may let love meet you before you feel ready. You do not have to prepare every part of yourself. You do not have to clean up every fear. You do not have to make your heart perfect before love can come near. Love can meet you in the middle. Love can meet you in the unfinished place. Love can meet you while you are still learning how to receive. You may let love meet you before you feel ready. You may let comfort touch the edges of your doubt. You may let kindness sit beside the ache. You may let peace come close, even if you only open the door a little. And if a part of you doubts this, let it be here. You do not need to force belief. You do not need to push doubt away. Let doubt sit quietly and let the breath keep moving. Peace does not need you to be perfect before it begins. You are not late for the life inside your heart. The dream inside you is not angry with you. The peace inside you is not disappointed in you. The soft future waiting for you is not keeping score. You are not late. You are arriving in the only way you can. One breath, one return, one honest moment at a time. You are not late for the life inside your heart. You may have taken the long road. You may have walked through confusion. You may have stopped many times to rest, but you are still here, and here is enough for the next step. The path has not closed because you moved slowly. The heart has not stopped loving because you felt afraid. The light inside you has not gone out because you forgot to trust it. You are still becoming. You can be loved without being useful. You do not have to earn care by fixing everything. You do not have to make yourself needed to feel safe. You do not have to give until you disappear. You can be loved while you are quiet. You can be loved while you are resting. You can be loved while you are simply breathing. You can be loved without being useful. Let this touch the place in you that learned to overgive. Let this touch the part of you that thought love had to be earned by effort. Let this touch the tired hands that have held too much for too long. You are not loved only for what you do. You are loved for the life that moves through you, for the heart that keeps trying, for the spirit that still reaches toward softness. Your softness has a voice. It may not shout, it may not push, it may not demand, but your softness has a voice. It says, slow down. It says, listen. It says, do not leave yourself behind. It says, this heart matters too. Your softness has a voice. You can hear it when you breathe. You can hear it when your body asks for rest. You can hear it in the quiet pause before you say yes to something that feels too heavy. Your softness is speaking. And tonight or today, you are learning to listen, not with fear, not with guilt, but with tenderness. You are allowed to choose a lighter way. You do not have to repeat every old pattern. You do not have to carry every old belief into this new breath. You do not have to live the rest of your life inside the voice that once made you feel small. You are allowed to choose a lighter way. You are allowed to choose a lighter way. A way with more breath. A way with more kindness. A way where your heart is not always bracing. A way where your body may rest. A way where peace is allowed to enter slowly. The lighter way does not have to be loud. It can begin with one small no. One gentle yes. One moment where you do not abandon yourself. You can stop asking pain to make you worthy. You do not need pain to prove your depth. You do not need struggle to prove your strength. You do not need exhaustion to prove your love. You can be worthy without suffering for it. You can be deep without carrying sorrow all the time. You can be strong without being pushed to the edge. You can stop asking pain to make you worthy. Let that truth be tender. Let it move slowly. Let it reach the place inside you that thought difficulty was the only way to become enough. You are already enough to receive gentleness. You are already enough to receive rest. You are already enough to receive this quiet care. Your heart can trust slowly. Trust does not need to arrive all at once. It can come in small drops. It can come like morning dew on a leaf. Quiet, gentle, almost unseen at first. Your heart can trust slowly. It can trust one breath, then one word, then one quiet moment, then one small act of care. It does not have to open every door tonight. There is no rush here. Your heart may move at its own pace. Your heart may open like a flower in shade, slowly, naturally, when it feels warm enough. You can release the old voice that kept you small, the voice that said you were not ready, the voice that said you were too much, the voice that said rest must wait, the voice that said you had to be perfect to be loved. You can release that voice little by little. You can release the old voice that kept you small. You can thank it for trying to protect you. And then you can choose another sound, a softer sound, a truer sound, a sound that speaks from love instead of fear. The new voice can be simple. You are doing your best. You may rest. You may breathe. You may begin again without punishment. You deserve a kind place inside yourself, a place where your thoughts are not always sharp, a place where your feelings are allowed to sit down, a place where you can make mistakes and still be treated with care, a place where your own heart is not treated like an outsider. You deserve a kind place inside yourself, not because life has been easy, but because life has been real, and you have needed somewhere warm to return to. Let your inner world become that place, a gentle shelter, a calm corner, a soft room where your spirit can breathe without fear. Your breath can carry you through this moment. Not the whole life, not the whole road, just this moment. Your breath can carry you across T, his one small bridge, from tightness into softness, from noise into quiet, from fear into a little more space. Your breath can carry you through this moment. You do not need to hold your breath anymore. You do not need to brace for every unknown. You can let air come in. You can let air go out. You can let the body remember its simple rhythm. In this breath, you are not lost. In this breath, you are not alone. In this breath, you are returning. You are allowed to be proud of surviving softly. Not every survival looks loud. Not every strength looks like pushing forward. Sometimes strength is staying gentle after disappointment. Sometimes strength is breathing through a hard night. Sometimes strength is choosing not to speak to yourself with cruelty. You are allowed to be proud of surviving softly. You are allowed to honor the small courage no one saw. You are allowed to bless the part of you that kept going quietly. You are allowed to say, I made it here, and that matters. Let that touch you. You made it here, through everything you carried, through everything you could not explain. You made it here. You are worthy of peace before the day changes. You do not need the room to change first. You do not need the people to change first. You do not need the future to change first. Peace may begin inside this exact moment. Not perfect peace, not endless peace, but a small true peace that meets you now. You are worthy of peace before the day changes, before the answer comes, before the message arrives, before the next step is clear, before the mind understands. You are worthy of peace now. Let that be the center. Let that be the warm place. You are worthy of peace now. You may come home to yourself as many times as you need. There is no limit. There is no door closing against you. There is no voice counting how many times you forgot. Every return is welcome. Every soft breath is welcome. Every new beginning is welcome. You may come home to yourself as many times as you need. If you drift away, come back gently. If you become afraid, come back slowly. If you become busy, come back when you remember. The way home is not lost. The way home is breath. The way home is kindness. The way home is the quiet choice to be with yourself again. You are not hard to love. You may have been misunderstood. You may have been unseen. You may have been told in many quiet ways to become less of yourself. But that does not mean you are hard to love. You are not hard to love. Your feelings are not too heavy for kindness. Your heart is not too complicated for peace. Your needs are not too human for tenderness. You are not hard to love. You are a heart learning how to stop hiding. You are a spirit learning how to receive. You are a person who deserves warmth. You can rest from the old fight. The fight to be enough. The fight to be understood. The fight to stay ahead of every fear. The fight to carry what no one saw. For now, you can rest from that fight. You can rest from the old fight. You can unclench the old story. You can let the body know it does not need to stay ready for pain in this moment. You can let the heart sit down. Rest now. Not forever, if that feels too much. Just for this breath. Just for this pause. Just for this quiet room inside you. Your spirit is not finished. No matter how tired you feel, no matter how many times you have started again, no matter how long you have been waiting to feel lighter, your spirit is not finished. Your spirit is still learning new ways to receive life. Your spirit is still finding little windows. Your spirit is still listening for peace. Your spirit is still here, breathing with you. You are not finished. You are unfolding. You are not ending. You are softening. You are not lost. You are returning. You are enough in the quiet, without proving, without explaining, without becoming anything else. You are enough in the quiet. You are enough when the room is still. You are enough when your eyes are tired. You are enough when your words are few. You are enough when you simply breathe. This is the deepest place, not the loud place, not the place where you try harder, the quiet place, the place where you stop running and finally let yourself be held by the truth. You are enough in the quiet. You are enough. Not because you never hurt, not because you never doubt, not because you always know what to do. You are enough because you are here, because you are alive, because your heart still matters, because your breath still belongs to you. You are enough. You have been enough through every season. You will still be enough when this moment passes. You do not need to chase your own worth. It is already sitting quietly inside you, waiting for you to stop running past it. Let that sink in. Let it rest in your heart. You are enough in the quiet. You are enough in the softness. You are enough right now. Section 8. Integration loop. Now let the power of those words begin to settle, not disappear, just settle. Like warm tea cooling beside the bed, like a soft scarf placed around your shoulders, like the last note of a song still resting in the room after the music has become quiet. You do not need to hold every affirmation with your mind. Let the body hold what it can. Let the heart keep what feels true. Let the rest float gently around you. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be grabbed. The words can become a soft mist, a quiet feeling, a little comfort in the air around you. Imagine now that each kind word you have heard is a small silver bell, not a loud bell, not a bell that wakes the whole world, a tiny bell inside the heart. Each time you return to peace, one bell rings softly. Each time you breathe, instead of blaming yourself, one bell rings softly. Each time you choose not to leave yourself behind, one bell rings softly. And little by little, your inner world begins to sound different. Not noisy, not perfect, just softer, more alive, more yours. This is how the only 5 minutes you need each day can follow you. Not as a rule, not as pressure, as a small sound inside you, a gentle bell that says, "Come back," a gentle bell that says, "Breathe first," a gentle bell that says, "Speak to yourself with warmth," a gentle bell that says, "You are still allowed to begin again." And there is another image here, a bowl of moon water resting in your hands, still, clear, cool. When the world becomes hot with worry, you can return to this bowl. You can dip one tired thought into the coolness. You can let one sharp feeling soften there. You can let one worried part of you become quiet enough to breathe. You do not need to drink the whole bowl. You do not need to understand its depth. You only need to know it is there, a small place of coolness, a small place of calm, a small place where your spirit can stop burning itself out. So now, let us carry the earlier truths in a new way. You offered yourself a little time, and now that little time becomes a gentle promise. You do not have to give yourself the whole day. You do not have to become perfect in your practice. You can simply return to a few soft minutes and let them remind you that you belong to yourself. You learned that fear does not need to be your first step. Now let that become deeper. When fear comes, you do not need to run with it. You can stand beside it. You can hold one breath. You can say, "Not yet. I will listen to peace first." You remembered that the breath stays close. Now let that become more than an idea. Let your breathing become a trusted companion, not loud, not demanding, always near, always moving, always offering a way back into this moment. You began again with softness. Now let that softness become a path you can walk when the day feels sharp, a path you can walk when your thoughts feel tangled, a path you can walk when you do not know what else to do. Softness can still move forward. Softness can still choose. Softness can still carry wisdom. You allowed yourself to start in a small way. Now let small become sacred again. Small breaths, small pauses, small choices, small moments of mercy. Do not overlook them. They may become the little steps that carry you through the whole day. You met the day with more kindness. Now let kindness become your first language inside, before judgment, before blame, before the old sharp voice. Kindness first. Not because everything is easy, but because your heart deserves to be spoken to gently, especially when life is not easy. You released yesterday from your morning. Now let that release go deeper. Yesterday can teach you without owning you. Yesterday can be honored without being carried like a stone in your chest. You can bow to what happened and still turn toward this breath. You placed a peaceful thought before the noise. Now let that thought become your little Ebel. One calm sentence, one warm phrase, one soft truth that rings inside you before the world gets loud. You can choose the first sound inside your own heart. You allowed the body to soften. Now let your body know it does not have to wait for exhaustion before receiving care. The body may rest in small ways. The body may unclench in quiet ways. The body may feel supported by simple choices, a slower breath, an open hand, a little more patience. You found safety in the pause. Now let that pause become a friend. A pause before speaking harshly to yourself. A pause before answering fear. A pause before giving away all your energy. A pause that says, I will not rush past my own spirit. You received love in the moment. Now let that love become less like a visitor and more like a warm lamp left on inside the heart. You may not always feel it brightly, but it can still be there. A low glow, a quiet warmth, a reminder that you are not outside the circle of tenderness. You gave yourself gentleness. Now let gentleness grow roots. Let it become how you return after a mistake, how you answer sadness, how you hold your tiredness, how you choose the next step when the path feels unclear. You listen to your heart before the noise. Now let listening become holy in the simplest way. You do not need to hear a grand message. Maybe the heart only says, slow down. Maybe it says, rest your hands. Maybe it says, enough for now. That is guidance too. You came back to yourself with love. Now let that return feel less like a rescue and more like home. Not a dramatic return, not a return only after breaking, a daily return, a quiet return, a return that says, I will not wait until I am empty to remember myself. You learned that peace is not too late. Now let time soften around you. You are not racing against your own healing journey. You are not behind your own heart. You are arriving in layers, and each layer deserves compassion. You let the present moment be enough. Now let enough become gentle. Enough does not mean you stop dreaming. Enough means you stop abandoning this breath while you wait for tomorrow. Enough means this moment has a place to stand. Enough means you can rest your eyes here for a while. You place down what you could not hold. Now let your hands stay open, not empty in a lonely way, open in a receiving way, open in a free way, open because you no longer need to grip every unknown to prove you care. You allowed feelings to be real. Now let them move like slow clouds. They do not need to stay forever. They do not need to be named perfectly. They do not need to become your whole sky. They can pass, and you can stay. You chose softness over pressure. Now let that choice become deeper than a mood. Let it become a way of walking, a way of thinking, a way of holding your own life. Softly does not mean carelessly. Softly means with love. You honored the part of you that kept going. Now let that part rest. It has done so much. It has carried you through. It has kept breathing with you. It does not need to be strong every second. It can lean into this quiet. It can be thanked without being asked for more. You stopped fighting yourself. Now let peace enter the place where the fight used to live. That place may still feel tender. It may still remember the old battle. But you can bring warmth there now. You can bring patience. You can bring breath. You gave your mind a softer landing. Now let the mind become like a feather resting on still water. It may move a little. It may drift. That is okay. It does not need to become stone. It only needs permission to stop flying for a while. You chose peace in the way you could. Now let that be enough. No measuring, no comparing, no asking whether your peace looks right. Your peace is your own. If it is small, it is still real. If it is quiet, it is still sacred. You trusted quiet. Now let quiet open wider. The quiet is not empty. It is holding you. It is making room for the parts of you that could not speak while the world was loud. You received the truth that you are loved while learning. Now let learning become softer. You do not need to shame yourself into wisdom. You can learn with care. You can grow with rest. You can change without becoming cruel to yourself. You let 5 minutes become a small home within. Now let that home become easier to find. A breath is the doorway. A pause is the handle. A kind word is the lamp inside. Anytime you return, the room is there. And now, take a longer pause. Let everything you have heard settle gently. Do not search for the best line. Do not try to remember all of it. Let the body choose what it needs. Let the heart keep the one truth that feels warm. Maybe the truth is, I can rest. Maybe the truth is, I am not too much. Maybe the truth is, I do not need to prove. Maybe the truth is, I can come back. Maybe the truth is, I am enough in the quiet. Whatever touched you, let it stay. Let it become your little bell. Let it become your bowl of moon water. Let it become the soft word you return to when life feels loud. Now the energy begins to come down, slowly, gently. No falling, no rushing, only settling, like dust after a storm, like a blanket slowly smoothing over a bed, like evening resting its hand on the shoulder of the day. There is nothing to chase now, nothing to force, nothing to finish. The words are not asking anything from you. They are only walking with you into deeper quiet. And as you move toward rest, remember this. The only 5 minutes you need each day are not separate from the rest of your life. They can become the way you touch the rest of your life, with more breath, with more softness, with more patience, with a small bell ringing inside you saying, "Come back gently, come back gently, come back gently." Section 9. Sleep Transition. Now let the body become the center of your listening, not the thoughts, not the questions, not the old stories. The body, the breath, the quiet weight of you resting here. You are drifting now, deeper, softer, safe. Begin with your feet. Feel your feet becoming heavy, the toes softening, the soles releasing, the heels sinking down. Your feet have carried you through so much. Now they may rest. Let your feet release the day. Let the ground hold them. Let the body know it does not need to keep walking right now. Move your attention into your ankles. Soft ankles, loose ankles. No need to hold, no need to brace. Let the ankles become quiet. Now your calves. Let the lower legs soften. Let the muscles loosen. Let any tightness melt in its own time. No pressure, no forcing, only permission. Your knees can rest. The front of the knees, the back of the knees, the quiet space around them. Let them feel easy. Let them feel supported. Now the thighs, heavy, warm, relaxing. Let the upper legs sink into stillness. Let them stop working. Let them become soft and quiet. Your hips can settle now. The body can release the need to hold itself so tightly. Let the hips become heavy. Let the lower body become still. Let the day move farther away. Now bring your breath into your belly, a gentle breath. No need to pull it deep. Just let the belly rise if it wants to rise. Let it fall if it wants to fall. The belly may soften. The center of the body may loosen. all the held worry may begin to quiet, not all at once, only as much as feels safe. Now the lower back, let it feel supported. Let it stop trying to hold everything alone. Let the back body rest. Let the body give its weight to the place beneath it. Move up to the chest, the heart space, the ribs, the breath. Let the chest soften. Let the heart area feel warm. Let the breath move like a slow tide. You are drifting now. Deeper, softer, safe. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let the left shoulder soften. Let the right shoulder soften. Let both shoulders release what they can. The weight can leave slowly. The body knows how to let go in small ways. Now the arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms. Let them grow heavy. Let them rest beside you. Nothing to hold, nothing to lift, nothing to carry. Your hands can open. The palms can soften. The fingers can uncurl. The hands can be still now. The hands can be empty now. The hands can rest. Move to your throat. Let the throat soften. No need to explain. No need to answer. No need to speak. Let every unsaid word rest for now. Let the jaw loosen. The teeth do not need to press together. The tongue can rest. The mouth can soften. The whole face can become quiet. The cheeks soften. The nose softens. The eyes rest in their own darkness. The eyelids become heavy. The forehead becomes smooth. Now the top of the head, the crown, the scalp, the whole head resting, the mind slowing, the thou gates becoming far away, like tiny boats floating out on a dark lake. Now count with the breath, only 5 slow breaths. No effort, just follow gently. 1. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. Let the body sink. 2. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. Let the mind loosen. 3. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. Let the heart rest. 4. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. Let the old weight fade. 5. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. Let sleep come closer if it wants to. You do not need to stay awake for every word. You do not need to follow every sentence. You may drift. You may float. You may rest in the sound. The body may rest now. The mind may rest now. The heart may rest now. I allow the night to be gentle with me. I let my body find its own quiet rhythm. I set aside the thoughts that do not need me tonight. I welcome a softer feeling into my chest. I give the day back to time. I let my breathing lead me toward rest. I allow my muscles to loosen little by little. I invite inner peace to sit beside me as I sleep. I let my spirit be comforted by stillness. I trust that rest can support my healing journey. I let the night hold what I cannot carry. I allow sleep to meet me gently. I am free to rest without solving everything. I let quiet gather around me like soft rain. I receive this moment as enough. Let each line become slower now. Let the words become softer. Let the space between them grow wider. You are drifting now, deeper, softer, safe. Feel your feet quiet, your legs quiet, your hips quiet, your belly quiet, your chest quiet, your shoulders quiet, your arms quiet, your hands quiet, your throat quiet, your face quiet, your mind quiet. Everything can become simple now. Breath, body, stillness, rest. No need to think, no need to reach, no need to remember. The body knows how to rest. The heart knows how to soften. The night knows how to hold silence. Drifting now, deeper, softer, safe. A little deeper with every breath, a little softer with every pause, a little safer inside this quiet. Rest can come slowly, rest can come gently, rest can come without being forced. Let the words fade into the background, let the breath become the main sound. Let the body choose stillness. You are drifting now, deeper, softer, safe. Section 10. Hypnotic loop, soft close. Now let the final words move like a lullaby. Slow, warm, simple, easy to receive. I return to peace in small ways. In one breath, I return to peace. In this quiet moment, peace returns to me. I let my heart rest in kindness. My heart can rest without fear. Kindness holds my heart while I soften. I am safe inside this pause. This pause is gentle enough to hold me. I can rest here, safe enough for this breath. My breath carries me inward. My breath guides me into quiet. With every breath I come closer to sink my illness. I let the day loosen its hold. The day can fall away softly. I no longer need to carry the day in my body. I receive rest without guilt. Rest may come to me with kindness. I welcome rest as a gentle friend. I trust the quiet part of me. The quiet part of me knows how to soften. The quiet part of me is guiding me home. I am enough in this soft darkness. I am enough while I drift. I am enough without doing anything more. I let my spirit become still. My spirit settles like calm water. Stillness wraps around me gently. I allow sleep to come close. Sleep may come slowly. Sleep may find me in its own time. I am held by gentle silence. Silence is warm around me. Silence gives my heart room to rest. Again, softly now. I return to peace in small ways. A single breath can bring me back. I do not need a big moment to feel peace near me. I let my heart rest in kindness. My heart does not need to work tonight. My heart can lean into softness. I am safe inside this pause. Nothing is chasing me here. Nothing is asking me to hurry here. My breath carries me inward, inward to quiet, inward to warmth, inward to the place where I can rest. I let the day loosen its hold. I let each thought become lighter. I let each worry move farther away. I receive rest without guilt. Rest belongs here. Rest belongs to my body. Rest belongs to my heart. I trust the quiet part of me. It does not need many words. It only needs breath. It only needs space. I am enough in this soft darkness. I do not need to prove anything to the night. I do not need to become anything else before I rest. I let my spirit become still. Still as a lake under the moon. Still as a sleeping field. Still as a candle after the flame has gone low. I allow sleep to come close. Not forced, not chased, only invited. I am held by gentle silence. The silence is not empty. It is full of rest. It is full of kindness. It is full of room for me to soften. One more time, even slower. I return to peace in small ways. Peace is near. Peace is quiet. Peace can wait for me. I let my heart rest in kindness. Kindness stays. Kindness breathes with me. Kindness asks nothing from me. I am safe inside this pause. Safe enough to soften. Safe enough to drift. Safe enough to let go for now. My breath carries me inward. Slowly inward. Softly inward, gently inward. I let the day loosen its hold. The day is done enough. The thoughts are done enough. The body can rest now. I receive rest without guilt. Rest is allowed. Rest is welcome. Rest is enough. I trust the quiet part of me. It knows the way. It knows the breath. It knows the soft return. I am enough in this soft darkness. Enough here. Enough now. Enough as I am. I let my spirit become still. Still. Soft. Open. I allow sleep to come close. Closer. Gentler. Kinder. I am held by gentle silence. Held softly. Held quietly. Held now. Let these words stay with you, not in your mind, in your body, in your breath, in the soft place behind your heart. Return here whenever life feels loud. Return here when the morning asks too much. Return here when the night feels heavy. Return here when you need only a few quiet minutes to remember yourself. Which line touched your heart the most? You can share it in the comments if you feel called to. A single line, a single word, a small truth that helped you breathe. Maybe someone else will see it and feel less alone. If these words helped you, you are welcome to join this space. There is room for you here. There is quiet for you here. There is softness for you here, one gentle day at a time. And now, nothing more is needed. No more reaching, no more holding, no more proving. Only rest. Let the final breath be easy. Let the final feeling be soft. Let the final truth be simple. You have given yourself these minutes, and these minutes have given you back to yourself. Rest gently now. Your heart knows the way back. Your breath is the door, and peace is waiting quietly inside you.